of the things. How can you quickly note somebody is toxic? Number one, they are in constant need of attention. They are in constant need of attention. If you find somebody who is always, they want themselves to be the center of everything. Even when you sit to talk or share, it's all about them. They just want attention from you, and they are not concerned about you. That person will bring negativity and upset in your life. Number two, to note somebody who is toxic, they are manipulative. They are manipulative. Manipulative simply means they will use anything to make sure they get what they want. For instance, they will lie. They will make you feel guilty of what they did or you did to them, or that they will blackmail you emotionally. These are the kind of people who have got emotional tantrums. They will come to you crying, doing all those manner of things so that you feel for them. Even the mistake they had done, then you will see, wacha tu niachane na hiyo story kama itampeleka hivyo. And you will fall into that emotional tantrum, and then you don't settle the issues that are supposed to be there. So be careful about a toxic person. Next point is they move too fast. Any toxic person will move too fast.
Walking
too fast. not really walking, but into a relationship or a friendship.
Okay.
This is a kind of a person you meet on Monday, and by Friday they want to smash you. They move too fast. They want to get serious quickly without getting to know you fast. Now if you're not very careful, utaona huyu mtu ako serious. But they don't, first of all, to get to know you. They just want to be serious in the relationship. Huyo mtu atakumess. So if you notice somebody is too fast. Into the relationship, but not you. They don't want to know you first. Even when you tell them now, what do you want to know about me? Nothing. Not much. Huyo mtu atakumess big time. So you need to be very careful about that. Next point is the emotions keeps on changing every now and then. Okay, the emotions keep on changing every now and then because I want to play with your emotions here and there, so they would keep changing. Sometimes you're meeting them, their moods are high. Next time they don't even want to talk to you. You decide you meet, they don't want to meet you. The next time they want you to meet them, and if you insist you're not going to meet them, then they have an issue. So that's how you can be able to note somebody who is toxic. Now, they never apologize or own up their actions or mistakes. A toxic person, they will never apologize or own up their mistakes. In fact, that's almost close to the next point, number 3, which is a narcissistic person. They are just closer. But let me finalize with that, and then we can be able to know. Then, next point, they ignore your boundaries. A toxic person will always ignore your boundaries. These are the kinds of people who, if it's like the place of your work, they will show up without your knowledge, and they think it's romantic. Then they will come to your office anytime they feel like they would want to come. They will borrow, they will take up your things without even borrowing. If like they happen to come to your place, they can pick something from you and they go with it. They don't even borrow and they are not even concerned. So they will always invade your personal space. They also make decisions without consulting you. And let me tell you, these guys, they also will touch you carelessly without your permission. If you find somebody who is touching, na kuna wengine bad, by the way, nakuanga na hizo tabia. When you're communicating to somebody, you keep on touching them, pushing them. That's a bad behavior, by the way. If you have such kind of a behavior, you need to desist. Don't talk to somebody, communicate to somebody, and you keep on touching them, pushing them. It's haikuangi poa. It's like you releasing poison to that other person. So so make sure if you find somebody who is trying to become, to invade your personal space, you deal with that as fast as you can, because such kind of a person is going to interfere with you. So that's a toxic person. Number 3 is narcissistic person. Now, narcissistic person is different from toxic, because narcissistic person nae, kila kitu is about him. He is possessed with himself or herself. They are full of themselves. Everything is about them. Even in your talk, it's about them. there is no space about you. Even when they make a mistake, they put it on you. They push it so much to an extent, you think you are the one. You had done the mistake. So instead of them apologizing for the thing they did, they will make you apologize. Na wao ndio walikosea. That's a narcissistic person. It's all about them. You can study the issue of Nashia's child from the Greek mythology. Nashias was a child in the Greek mythology who was admired by people a lot because of the way he was. He could fight battles and win battles. So he won every person's admiration. But every now and then he would go, to the pool of water and keep on observing himself to the water. So he was possessed with his own image. He couldn't interact with other people. That's why you get the word narcissistic from that, the name of that guy, Nashias. So if you find somebody who is full of themselves, they make a mistake, they put it on you until you even apologize. They don't give you space even to talk and share anything. No, you're dealing with the wrong person. That's why you can be able to discern a narcissistic person. And if you enter into a relationship with such a person, and when people are relating, utanikosea wakati mwingine nikukosea na siniku apologize tu na tunasonga. Lakini huyu narcissistic person, they don't apologize, they don't even care about how you feel. It's all about them. And so if you meet such a person, you need to run as fast as you can. Next point is a person that you shouldn't date is extreme perfectionist. Extreme perfectionist. Now we need to differentiate between excellence and perfection.
Yes.
Because you can easily, if you're not very careful, you may think a perfectionist is an excellent person. No, perfectionist ni yule mtu ako, if it's like a white cloth, no spot should be there. Should maintain the original color. Of the clothes. Kama uko na mtu kama huyo na ulimfulia nguo na akute even kadoti ya mosquito labda ilipitia hapo ikakalia hapo kidogo, mtakuwa na issue. They want things done,
Yes.
And that is always done at the expense of the partner. That's now where the difference between excellence and perfection comes in.
Yes.
So we are not saying that we don't perfect things, but there's an extreme we should avoid in relationship, because we are humans and we keep on messing one way or the other. Then next person you shouldn't date, don't date a relative. In this generation watu wamekuwa funny sana.
Yes.
You hear people are related and they are dating. Wewe ni kuzo ya mtu na they are in a relationship. Others, they even go to the extent of sleeping with one another.
True.
That is incest direct.
So
don't be so much overly obsessed with a relative, because mko damu moja. So it's very easy, by the way, if you're not very careful, to fall for your relative, because it's one blood. So you should be very careful when you begin to feel, you want to feel your relative within your cardiac muscular muscles. Unamusikia kwa heart. You need to be very careful about relatives, because that one is not permitted, okay? So, and don't begin to quote Old Testament to Kina Abraham and Kina the rest. At that time it was permissible, and then when the law of Moses came in, the issue of incest became part of the category we shouldn't be involved with. The next point is a sensitive point. That depends on how you're going to take it. Do not date somebody who is sickly. I've said it's sensitive because we are people of faith. So you may meet somebody who is cancerous, is almost in stage 4, almost dying, but still wants to have faith. God can heal them. Okay, if you have such faith, you go ahead and do it. But that's why I'm saying it's a little bit sensitive, because if you spiritualize it, it will seem like we are not sensitive about mtu mgonjwa. Na tunaweza kuanza kucheza pite pate, ile ya yani hata uhurumii mtu mgonjwa sincerely, like ni mwache na ni mgonjwa. At that point in time na hujaoana. Kama ingekuwa mpenzi wako already umeoana na ni wife, so you probably wouldn't leave them. But hapa sasa ni sini muna date, ni vile sasa una decide whether I can be with you or not. So nobody should make you feel guilty ya kwamba umeacha mtu juu ni mgonjwa na umerealize. Ndio maana tuna date ni kujue, na mimi kama sina hiyo imani ya kukuombea mpaka upone hiyo cancer or something, and those other diseases like HIV and all that, you should be careful about that. So if you I know there are couples who live, one is HIV negative, another one is positive, and they live together. But remember, we're talking about dating. So if you don't
Not
want to
marriage.
get into that, then see how you go about that, because it's not an easy thing. And that's why we always insist, when you begin to date, you'll become serious with one another, and you're entering into courtship. One of the requirements that we always ask for people when they come to the pastor and they say that they are planning to get married, we'll have you do all those tests. We'll make sure you go for urinary analysis, urine analysis.
Yes.
So that na hiyo report unaenda kwa pasi ili tuone ama mnaweza kuwa na disease iko huko ndani imejificha and all that. Why? Ili mpatiwe advice ambayo ni necessary. That's why ni mchezo kubwa sana when you're dating and you still having sex. Na hata labda huyu mtu hujamjua kabisa, utakuta ako na magonjwa imejificha na uoni. Sasa wewe uanze kusumbuka hapa, and ni wewe ulianza vituko. So you go for such analysis, and then you go for HIV test, and you bring a report to your pastor, and other various tests like blood group, and the issues of rhesus factor. Why?
Yes.
Because if you are blood group A, I am also blood group A, but you are rhesus factor negative, the other one is rhesus factor positive, there will be a problem in matters to do. You remember your biology.